Alright, so we're after the rain here. It's a little after 10, about 10:30. And I'm going to go for a walk. Perfect night for it because it's trash night. Grab a sandwich, see what's going on. There's something in the air. You know, it just rained. It's like Leonardo da Vinci. What he would do when he felt something was in the air, he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't waste his energy on digesting food. He'd use it to do art. You save his energy for creative pursuits. And I think anyone can feel that when there's a potential, some kind of energy in the air, you know? You can just feel it. And I just really feel it tonight. So let's see what we capture. Opportunity tingles in the air like electricity. I brought some snacks. I brought my umbrella. Brought a jacket. It's good. It's good exercise to stay in tune, you know, because if you feel it and you go out and you get proven wrong by just nothing happens, then you go, okay, well maybe my meters are off, maybe my radar's off, or maybe something else is, you know, interfering with my signal. Maybe I have other things emotionally going on that I'm misreading. But I don't think so. I think I really learned to tune in when I was a teenager. When me and Lee Denton would we'd sneak out of the house with a bottle of wine. We'd talk about Jim Morrison and music and possibilities and being free of conformity. And there was something very liberating and beautiful and poetic about it. That's how it feels. It's like that feeling. I don't know if anyone watching can relate with that at all. If you can, please, comment. Let me know if that's a feeling that you relate to. Maybe from your teenage years. Or maybe you relate to it now. I'd love to know. I think it's that feeling that inspires creativity, to create music, art. Oh, this is very interesting. Check this out. Look at this. Look at these big cabinets. Dude, what? These are awesome. I wish I could take these home. I could definitely find a use for those. Even if it's just like a shelf. Good evening. Good. Okay. Guy walking his dog. So what I'd like to do is find find out if the Lakewood Park has tennis courts or walls, that are good for practicing tennis. Because I got a tennis racket and I got tennis balls, and I did get the stationary trainer that has the ball on like a string or whatever it is, like an elastic. But that one arrived for like 2 weeks. It was on back order. So I figured in the meantime, because that'll be cool for backup, to use when I'm at home and I don't want to go all the way to the park or something. Yeah, that'll be cool. Now this way is the little free library is there. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh my God, I forgot again to take... Now, the Lakewood Park is a little far to walk. It's like 6 miles or something. I'm not going to walk there. But I'm going to take my e-bike there. But it is basically up Lincoln all the way down, and then you turn on Clifton, and then go up Bell all the way to the park. That's it. That's the whole thing. So it's really close. But I mean, on an e-bike, it'll take about 10 minutes. It would also be kind of cool if I could get one of those backpacks and take Sasha to the park with the little viewfinder, like submarine window. That would be fucking cool. Okay, so what I've done here, I went an extra block down. I'm glad I brought a jacket because it's a little chilly. But since I went an extra block down, I don't think I've ever gone down this street, have I? This is interesting. But this is not my usual street. I usually turn the street up and then go down. But this will be cool. Oh look, another little free library. Cool. Let's see, I would have never seen this. Let's see what we got. No spiders anywhere, maybe? Okay, let's see what we got. We got the absolute true diary of a part-time Indian. Flying lessons. Okay. Catching fire. Burned. Bridge to Terabithia. 13 Reasons Why. Oh. I think that's named after the TV series. I've got plenty of books to read, though, so I'm not going to take one. Okay. It's kind of sprinkling a little bit, but I'm not getting caught by it too much on the sidewalk. And if it does, I do have my... Oh, look at that. You can see my breath, so it is pretty cold out here. But I am wearing a shirt and a quarter zip and a jacket, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm not cold. My nose is cold. Okay. Wait, this is Bell right here. Huh. Interesting. So we could take a right here. I'm getting a little rainwater in my soda. Add a little flavor. A little seasoning of rainwater in my soda. Okay. I've been watching a lot of Urbex Hill, who lives in Cleveland, but he lives closer to like downtown, where there's a lot of like abandoned industrial buildings and old, tenement homes and stuff. And So he explores with like a really good camera, and he posts these things on YouTube. And personally, I would never do that because, dude, that's terrifying. Like, seriously, like, I used to love exploring abandoned places when I was a kid during the day. But when you see this guy exploring these places at night, and they look like the sets of horror movies, you know, it's so insane. And he's talking about he hears things, and there's like people living, and there's like homeless people like living in them, and you have no idea. I think it's snowing. I actually think it's snowing. That's not water. I don't think. I think it's a little bit of snow. Huh. Interesting. I really thought the snowy season was over. And it might not be, but it kind of was getting little hints of baby snow. Okay, so Urbex Hill, huge following, right? And that would be cool to explore some things, post them on my YouTube. But, I mean, this guy, he's a big black dude, right? So he's a lot more capable physically if something happens. He also carries a gun with him. Really nice camera. You know, he's got like live, really good internet. Wait, it's a bunny. You're my first bunny of the night. Hello. Sorry, I didn't mean to freak you out. You freaked me out a little bit. I thought it was a cat at first, because I really didn't think I'd see a bunny out here. Cute. Okay. Apparently it's Halloween. All the time. Wait, what the hell is this? Look at this. Wait, that's amazing. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor. Set phasers to deranged. That's awesome. That's awesome. Sherrod Brown, nice. So anyway, I like watching this stuff. It would be cool to do something like it. But there's just nothing abandoned like that around here. I mean, if I came across a big place that was abandoned and I could get inside and then record it, maybe I would dip my toe in a little bit. You know, because that's kind of exciting. Whoa, check this out. What is happening here? Okay. All right. Dude, look at this. You could just hold records in that. That's like Kalex style. You could use that to hold records. I'm surprised they're throwing that out. They could probably donate it or put it up in the Buy Nothing group, you know, and someone would pick it up, use it for records. I have, you know, enough shelves for records myself, and there's no way. I don't have a truck or anything. I don't need it. I don't even have the room for it. I mean, if I put it in the guest room or something. But people throw out a lot of stuff that they could probably give to like a Buy Nothing group, you know. And it would be great. So normally I'd go up that way. And then I would come here because I know that's that house right there. Right? So I would go here and then I'd go down this street. And then I would go up here. And then I would take a right. So we're kind of back on my normal path now. Okay, Leonard Nimoy Street. Okay, beware of dog. Okay. I don't know if I've ever heard a dog here, have I? Maybe. Okay, so it's still sprinkling a tiny bit. but nothing too crazy. So that's good. Still got half of my soda. I've been very... See, I know if you're walking and you drink a soda too quickly, it's going to give you a little bit of a cramp. So you don't want to drink too fast. Maybe a sip every couple 100 feet or something, you know. So, pacing myself. What I should have done is put it in like a water bottle. That way I don't have to carry it in my hand. And maybe I should have brought my gloves. Wait, is that a kitty? What's that kitty doing? Aww. Kitty. It is a cat. It's a sweet kitty right there. Let's see if it wants to say hello. I don't think it does want to say hello. Okay, that's alright. Looks like a tuxie. Sweet tuxie cat. Oh, tuxie kitty. Hi, tuxie. Hi. Guy outside smoking a cigarette. Okay. They must not let people smoke in the house. That's smart. You don't want cigarette smoke and discoloration and the smell, you know, in your house. That stuff's never gonna get out, you know. I haven't smoked a cigarette in... The last time I smoked a cigarette actually was that brief time during the Get Fit. During my walks, right? There was a time when I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. And so it was probably like before, it was over a year ago. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, so this is my normal route, as usual here. I really need to look up the directions to Arliss for the girl who wants the pocket knife from the Buy Nothing group, so I could drop that off. And then directions to the park. Maybe I can do them as an add a stop direction map. Interesting bus stop. I think this might be just about the earliest I've ever gone out on a walk. 10:30? I usually go out much later. I don't think I've ever seen that urgent care or this Walgreens open before. Also, usually when I go out, the lights are already flashing red, as if they're off, you know? So, that's interesting. So when I was a kid, The glass was like 75 cents. Now look at that, $5. All right, let's go into the store. Oh, did you see that? He like, it was like very Alice in Wonderland, right? He like went through that little opening there. Did you see that? It was like right out of a story. That was so cool, dude. Wait, is that another bunny rabbit right there? Look at this. There's a lot of bunnies everywhere tonight, huh? I thought because it's cold and rainy that I wouldn't see too many, but they're actually all over the place tonight. Okay. Alright, so I paused the video there because I took some money out, went to the store, got some food. I bought a bang for Julia. She's not even here, but I bought her one anyway. And you know, I gotta keep them hostage under threat. It's the only way I'm gonna get her to move in. If I threaten the lives of the bangs, she'll come to rescue them. It's a foolproof plan. I think it's a foolproof plan. Or not. It's a pretty stupid plan, actually. Yeah, it's a pretty stupid plan because it's coercion, right? You don't win people over with coercion, especially the people you love. Now, obviously, it's a joke, and I'm just trying to create a little bit of fun. But let's talk about the deeper issues here. Here's the church. There is something to be said about staying at a hotel. I don't know. I like staying at a hotel. The nice, clean, straight lines. The puffy, fluffy, pillowy, bedspreads. The free breakfast. You know what I mean? The quiet luxury, even though it's not luxury, but when you're like, I don't know, there's just a vibe, staying at a hotel. But at $160 a night, well, there was the deposit, so it was more like $140. That's a lot of money. $140 a night is like $5,000 a month or something, right? Well, no, it's not. But $150 a night is 15, 30. It is. It would wind up being like $5,000 a month to stay in a hotel. You might as well buy the hotel. Okay. One thing that would be fun about Julia moving here would be making Sarita our special restaurant. I love that Pure W was the restaurant of Joyce's mom and dad when they were alive, and so I took Julia to Pure W because Joyce took me there, and it's such a nice place. The food is amazing, the people are amazing, it's just such a great experience. It's right on the water. It's not the prettiest water, but it's still on the water, and it's magical. And when you take the whole experience combined, it's really special, especially with the story of, Joyce's family But we should have our own place, you know? And how perfect would it be to make Sarita our place? Because it's walking distance from my house, you know? And it's so good. That would be so nice, you know? It's so simple. Sometimes life is just about the simple things, the simple joys. You know, I feel like I've lived several lifetimes, and now I just enjoy the simple things, you know? That's not even simple, though. That's like simple luxury, and that's like money. And I've worked very hard to make money to do those things, and I wish there were certain people who are alive that I could share that with, like Mike Seba. I wish he were alive. I wish Linda were alive. I wish some of my cats were alive. You know, Matt. I wish Matt were alive. But, you know, raise a toast to all of them. Anyway, don't want to have this video get too nostalgic and too dark, you know, but I think it would be kind of cool. I feel like Julia has other plans, you know. There's the idea that my house is not big enough for both of us. At least not with her stuff. But I don't think she cares about stuff that much anyway. I think we could make it work. And it's not like we'd have to stay there forever. We could find a bigger place together, you know. Like maybe she can move in with me while we save up or look for a bigger place. I know she doesn't like the weather. She likes a nice warmer climate. All I know is I love this area. I love this community. I connect with it. I feel good here. And that says a lot, I think, you know? That's important. That doesn't mean I couldn't find that other places, sure. But I don't think I'd want to just pick up and move to Florida knowing that it doesn't seem like she really likes the area where she is there either, or her house, all that much. At least not in the way that I do here. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to move there when the two things that aren't there I do have here. That's why I feel like it would make more sense for her to move here first, and then for us to figure it out from there. Especially since I run a business. Though I could run it from anywhere. I don't know. That's a lot to ask of anyone. You know, I can't ask her to do that. It's a lot to ask. We didn't talk too much today. And, but I've just been busy working. You know, I have so many orders to catch up on, and I gotta focus on it. You know, I can't just focus completely on her 24/7, no matter how much I want to. You know, I gotta get the orders done. So, anyway. It did kind of snow briefly. For a moment. There were some bunny rabbits. I still feel that like magic in the air. Oh, it's palpable. You know? Alright, well, I better get my butt inside. Have a good night, everybody.